The text arrived while the ink was still drying. I was standing in the empty kitchen, boxes stacked like gravestones, the realtor's pen warm in my hand. Outside, Toronto hummed, indifferent, alive. My phone vibrated once. "Dad, don't do this. She's not who you think. I have proof." 17 words, no punctuation at the end, like he couldn't afford the extra breath. I stared at the screen longer than necessary, long enough for denial to stretch its legs, long enough for the idea of my son being wrong, emotional, dramatic, to feel comfortable. Then another vibration. "Please." I didn't reply. I drove to the library on autopilot, parked crooked, sat in the car with the engine off, listening to my own pulse. It sounded loud, accusatory. Inside, the air smelled like paper and dust and rules. He was already there, hood up, eyes too old for his face. We didn't hug. He slid his phone across the table, my name reflected back at me from the black glass, and something inside me, something carefully constructed over years, began to crack, silently, all at once. I didn't touch the phone right away. I watched his hands instead. They were shaking. Not fear. Anger. Contained, barely. "You should look," he said. Minimal, controlled, just like his mother used to be. The first screenshot was a message thread, her name saved differently, a nickname I'd never used. Intimate, casual, familiar in a way that made my stomach turn cold. "Miss you already. Next time, longer. He still doesn't know." Dates, times, while I was asleep, while I was packing boxes, while I was planning a future. My brain tried to bargain. Maybe fake, maybe edited, maybe misunderstood. Then came photos. Nothing graphic, nothing illegal, just enough. Hotel mirrors, a man's watch I didn't recognize. Her smile, unguarded, private, a version of her I'd never been allowed to see. I felt stupid for noticing details like lighting, angles, the ease of it. "How did you get this?" I asked. "She forgot to log out of the iPad," he said, "the one she let me use for school." A pause. "She told me not to tell you." That part hurt more than the rest. I nodded, like I was absorbing a business loss, like this was information, not a detonation. Inside, something was screaming, but I kept it locked away. I slid the phone back. "I need to verify," I said. He didn't argue. He just looked relieved. That was when I knew this wasn't just betrayal. It was a double life. I didn't confront her. I kissed her goodbye, asked about her day, listened, nodded, filed everything away. At night, I lay beside her and memorized her breathing, counted the seconds between inhales, wondered how many lies could fit inside one chest. I pulled phone records. Old passwords still worked. People never change their habits as much as they think. I traced timelines, cross-referenced hotel receipts with work trips, found the man. Married, 2 kids, finance, predictable. I watched her carefully, the way she angled her screen away, the way she showered longer after certain calls, the way she said my name when she wanted something. Calm on the surface, storm underneath. I delayed the move, claimed paperwork issues. The sale stalled. The realtor grew nervous. Good. At the library again, my son waited while I confirmed what I already knew. I didn't tell him everything. He didn't need the wait. "I believe you," I said. He nodded. No triumph, just exhaustion. That night, I booked a meeting with a lawyer, then another, quietly. I planned an ending. Not loud, not messy. Exact. The final confirmation came in a thin envelope, black and white. Clean. Undeniable. I set it on the table between us after dinner. She smiled at first, thought it was more paperwork. Then she opened it. The color drained from her face in increments, like a dimmer switch being turned down. "I know," I said before she could speak. One sentence. Enough. She cried. Of course she did. Apologies spilled out. Explanations. Loneliness. Mistakes. Love twisted into something unrecognizable. I listened. I always did. When she reached for my hand, I moved it away. "I verified everything," I said. "You weren't careful." That landed. Her tears slowed. Shock replaced performance.
"You went through my things," she said. I almost laughed. I stayed seated, still, calm. "You went through my life," I replied. Silence, heavy, final. I didn't yell. I didn't ask why. I showed her the email, the one sent to his wife, screenshots attached, timelines laid out. No commentary, just facts. Her mouth opened, closed. "You wouldn't," she whispered. I already did. That was the moment she understood. Not the betrayal, the consequence. The sale was reversed, legally, strategically. The money never left my control. Her name came off everything. I watched her pack.
Didn't help, didn't interfere. When she tried one last time, voice small, controlled, I stopped her with a look. "This version of you," I said, "doesn't exist to me anymore." She left quietly. That felt intentional. Too late. The house is empty again. Not lonely, clean. My son comes by on weekends. We don't talk about her. We don't need to. I think about how close I came to erasing myself for a lie. How trust feels solid right up until it isn't. I didn't lose a future. I escaped a fiction. Some people call that survival. I call it clarity. And clarity is cold. But it's honest, and that's enough.